you're back. Some days it is, and some days it isn't. Some days I like to wake up and play a little game called, Am I Going to Die Today? It's a fun little thing I do with a Mala pistol, but I guess I haven't won yet. I'm still here. Not like a bullet, but I've failed at every other important job in my life. Why should my death be any different? You don't know the half of it. But for now, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Know what I'm saying? That's precisely what I'm saying. So how about it? Ooh, face down in a Samuda haze. Now you're speaking my love language. You ask too much, stranger. I've spent the last years ridding my life of obligation. I sure as shit don't need to take on any more. And nothing personal, but you don't look like you got what it takes. I know a soldier when I see one, and you ain't it. Ooh, a little bite with the bark after all. You're not going to stop harassing me until I do, are you? How do I even know you're worth my time? Face down in the gutter. I'm still the best damn combat instructor sucking air on this planet. No, don't answer. That's not the kind of question you answer with words. You answer with results. Alright then, Boot. You want a mission? I'll give you a mission. I need you to find a slaver camp in the Haga Basin. Nothing special, just your run-of-the-mill flesh peddlers. These particular slavers are said to possess a technology I'm looking for, called servo-stim transmitters. I want you to kill all the slavers and take their stuff. You keep everything but the transmitters. Those you bring to me. Pull that off, Boot, and I'll teach you not to look like such a boot. I'm in, Sergeant, is the correct response. The details are in the contract, Boot.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ear. The basin is a pretty big place. Let's try to avoid any pot shots from the locals.
Shields up! Need to reload!
They're here. They're here.
Someone's here.
No one will miss. With this one. Someone's here. Where is everyone?
They're coming! Where is everybody? Throwing grenades! You're wandering
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want to go? Atreides and their war levies. All right. Doctor's...
You're back. I've been looking for you, Boot. Where the hell have you been? I wasn't sure you were coming back. Did you get the damn transmitters? Let me see. Oh, this is very good work, Boot. Very, very good. Allow me some alone time with my prize, and I will reward you with training. You're back. You're not a trooper yet, Boot. And you owe me some technology that bloody works! Nothing you recovered worked! Every slave transmitter is key to a specific model of implant, and none of the transmitters you found were key to anything useful. I got mad and smashed them all. Then it isn't a total loss, Boot. I'll train you, but you'll have to find more transmitters. I'm working on it. Come back later, and we'll see what my source digs up. You're back. All right, Boot. You ready for another mission? I need more transmitters. No. Something's wrong. I left my usual signal at the dead drop we use, but it hasn't been checked. No. If I tell you something's wrong, Boot, something's wrong. My guy's a professional, unlike you. I have a guy with the smugglers called Tuco. Been tracking servo stim transmitters for me. Till he went dark. That's exactly what you're going to find out, Boot. The coordinates are in the contract. If Tuco isn't there, you're going to have to find Anushka Hanavar at her bar. She takes orders for the local black market. If anyone knows where Tuco is holed up, it's her. Order a Kirana brandy with a Sidrit twist, and she'll know you're cool. As always, the details are in the contract, Boot.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want to go? Well, the Harkonnens love their docking fees, so that's going to cost a little... Oh, all right. Thopter's on the roof.
Celebrate our heritage and traditions, for they bind us together as a proud people. Embrace the arts and sciences under the guidance of House Harkonnen.
I don't recognize the pattern of your footfalls. Who are you?
Which House Harkonnen builds its empire. Together we shall conquer all adversaries.
We maintain a segregated lounge. You must stay within your own designated caste area. The Na Familia will not abide a low-born interloper, and I don't want to hear the bitching. This rule is for your own protection. They sit around waiting for any excuse to invoke Canley and kill you where you stand. Rule number 2. All drinks cost what they cost. You pay up front, no haggling and no discounts for any Harkonnens. Don't even ask. Rule number 3. Stay out of the back room. It's off limits. I'm Anushka Hanover. This is my place. Welcome back. The same thing that happens to any poor savages that don't submit to the Imperial yoke. My world had its own primitives that suffered the same fate. The ones who adapt survive. The Fremen had no chance against the Sardaukar. That's a special drink. Fresh cedric juice is hard to come by on Arrakis. Was there anything else with that? You're the second one looking for Tuco in the past week. Same thing I'm gonna tell you. Most of my clientele don't want to be found. And I don't ever ask. Kara sent you, huh? I warned her about dealing with Tuco. He's as greasy as it gets. Tuco must have finally ripped off the wrong mark, and they want him dead. It's actually surprising it took this long. Tuco's a slippery bastard. Won't be easy if he doesn't want to be found. See that room at the back? Normally, I would advise anyone and everyone to stay the hell out of there if they like the skin on their bodies. It's a Samut lounge. The smugglers use it to coordinate their Harko operations. He doesn't have a choice if he wants to avoid pissing off Fenring any more than he already has. The smugglers keep a ledger in there to coordinate dead drops. Tuco's in that book somewhere. If you want to find him, you need to walk into that back room like you belong there and check the book for yourself. It's written in code, of course, but if you can look it over and report back, I may be able to figure out where Tuco is holed up. Welcome back. At its heart, a village like any other. At least it was before they came. Grigori Harkonnen was an unusually agreeable village lord, especially for a Harkonnen. But then Carthage was destroyed, and all those great house bastards took up here in Harko. Glossu the Beast Rabban and his snake of a mentat. A name I shall not utter lest his evil gaze turns upon me. Have to hand it to Grigory, though. He played it exactly right and stood aside before the beast could push him from the spire. I speak the truth, that is all. The beast can eat Yazla. Our loyalties were to Count Abelard Rabban, not his demon son. The Count used to sail with Father on whaling expeditions. He had It was Abelard who presented us with this beer hall in gratitude for ending Krasinok's reign of terror. But I think Father looks at the boon as more of a retirement gift from an old friend for a life of loyal service. It said Glossus strangled his father to death with his bare hands. I pray it's not true, but it said that's how the beast got his name. Wise? No. But wisdom is in shorter supply than water on Arrakis. I say what I think, and there's nothing they can do about it. I know where the bodies are buried. I know their big secret. A hidden truth about this town that would bury them all if it ever found the right ears. And they know I have contingencies in place, should anything happen to me or Father. It's a stalemate. I mess with them and they can't do anything about it. But they know I'm stuck here. Father is too old to go anywhere else, and I won't leave him. So they've got me where they want me. Until he's gone. But that's not because you've never been to my home world. Every millimeter of stonecrete, every glass portal, and every shape beam in here is meant to invoke a unique construction detail found only on the ice planet, Lankivale. In truth, we are shamelessly borrowing from the renowned design mentat Hansia Einwald, but I like to think he would be flattered if he wasn't dead. The nautical theme and ornamentation celebrates our homeworld's most famous export, the magnificent and priceless furs of the great Beyondux Vale, the bones of which hang suspended above the beer hall as our dramatic centerpiece. This particular specimen was an especially infamous and fearsome beast known as Krasinok. What can I do for you? That's a special drink. Was there anything else with that? Well, this is just an informed guess, but I'm pretty sure that code refers to a dead drop on top of one of the rock spires in Jabal Ifrit.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. The basin is a pretty big place. Could you narrow it down a little? I never miss the... Let's move before a storm... Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want... Atreides and their war levies. Look, all right. Doctor's on the roof. Let's go.
You're back. Did you find Tuco? Damn it, Tuco. I loved you like the degenerate shitbag uncle you thought you were. It's true, you never missed an opportunity to rip me off. When your hands weren't in my pocket, they were on my ass. But you always had my back. Rest in peace, Uncle Tuco. I guess I owe you some training, Boot. You're back. I feel like a clutch of Centrixian flatworms are having an orgy in my skull. I need you to shoot me, Boot. Put me down like a syphilitic Kulon. It's the withdrawal, Boot. The stimulation from the implant. It's like nothing you've ever experienced before. Think of the greatest spice high, mixed with the most powerful orgasm you've ever had. Except it goes on and on, as long as the button is pushed. Before long, you find yourself doing anything. As long as they hit that button one more time. It was the only thing that kept me in line. They had me, and there was nothing I could do about it. I only escaped because we came here. The static interference disrupted the control deck. But even though I got away, I never really got away. In my wildest dreams, I never imagined how dependent I'd grown on that stimulation. Its absence is excruciating. If you don't shoot me in the face, you're going to have to find me some stims. They're the only thing keeping me right side up. And I'm fresh out. There's a back alley surgeon in Harko, Dr. Kumari. She doesn't like me very much, but she won't turn you away. Find her. Show her this list of symptoms. She'll know what to do. As always, Boot. The details are in the contract.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want to go? Well, the Harkonnens love their duck. Well, all right. Stop.
Citizens, heed the warning of history. House our covenant. Can we avoid the chaos that befalls the destroyer?
Hello. If you're planning to head out to collect spice, I have all that you need.
Welcome, stranger. If you come seeking treatment, I have all manner of locally sourced natural remedies for whatever ails you. Do not underestimate the potency of ground Zithtrakian antlion eggs. An amount no greater than the head of a pin can instigate the regeneration of necrotized tissue at the cellular level. On more primitive worlds, they believe it is magic. Kara sent you. Well then, you can turn around and piss right off to whatever hole she found you in. Her name is shit around here. None of your bloody business. What's the matter with her now? She must be suffering terribly. If I were you, I would go quickly and find someone who gives a shit. Look, even if I wanted to help her, which I don't, I haven't been able to get medical supplies in weeks. Tell you what, if you can fix my medical supply issue, I'll help Sergeant Volk, as much as it pisses me off to do so. Talk to Anushka Hanova. She'll point you in the right direction.
You are not recognized by the Landsrat.
Safeguard our prosperity. Obey without question, for doubt.
Welcome back. That's a special drink. Fresh. Was there anything else with that? It's not my fault. Harco wasn't built to support this many people and doesn't have a starport that will accommodate most transport freighters. The only way to get supplies here is in small loads by ornithopter or overland, and that's proving to be a big problem. Medical supplies used to come by ground courier through the Udom, but that run is too dangerous these days. And while the Moscarat are getting aggressive across the sector, one nest stands out as particularly troublesome. So if someone were to pacify that nest, I might be able to convince my contacts that it's worth the risk to start shipments again.
Dissemination of unauthorized information is strictly prohibited. Trust only the messages approved by House Harkonnen. Safeguard.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ear. The basin is a pretty big place. Zoe and I go back a long... Ever seen a doctor get snapped?
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Welcome back. What'll it be?
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want to go? Well, the Harkonnens love their docking fees. Well, all right.
Welcome back. That's a special drink. Was there anything else with that? Very good then. Tell Dr. Kumari she can expect supplies through the usual channels from now on.
Embrace the arts and sciences under the guidance of household.
Welcome, stranger. If you come seeking treatment, I have all manner of locally sourced natural remedies for whatever ails you. I don't know how many wastelanders you slaughtered to make this happen, but thank you. Ah, the paradox of civilization. To maintain it, we must act as savages. Here are the stims Kara requires, free of charge. Of course! What kind of doctor would I be without drugs? We are square now. Don't darken my doorway again. Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want to go? Atreides and their war levies. Look, I can get you there. All right. Doctor's on the...
You're back. Did you find Kumari? Please say you did. Please. I promise to walk the honorable path for the rest of my days. Let's see. Oh, good work, Trooper. I knew I could count on you. Give them here. Normally I would ask you to leave, but honestly, I just need a fix. Look away if you're squeamish. Oh, there it is. Damn. Dr. Kumari knows how to mix chems. Good work, Trooper. You came through. Don't get cocky, Trooper. You executed a high-risk mission. Congrats. And now, you're going to do it again. And then you'll do it again. 'Cause that's what it means to be a trooper. We get the jobs no one wants. The jobs that get you killed. I still owe you training, but I need some downtime first. Go get yourself drunk or laid, or better yet, drunk and laid. You can find me later. You're back. Very good, Trooper. You've come a long way. It's an embarrassing story, but Gurney Halleck gets his front teeth kicked in, and that's funny as hell. So I'll spill. And before you ask, he had them replaced, so you can't tell. Don't feel bad for Gurney. It was his own damn fault. Gurney and me go way back. We first bonded over our mutual hatred of the Harkonnen. Gurney knew I had a lady beef swelling in my loins for him, so he got a bottle of that rare Lankavale hooch, the kind the monks make. Yeah, it kicks like the hind legs of a pissed-off Kulon. Maybe it's for the best. Yeah. We got kicked out of the Seleucid Bull for fighting. Fade and Aristae's wedding hadn't imploded yet, so they were allowing Harks in the Bull. Of course, that didn't sit right with Gurney and me, and we were lit, so we made our feelings known. The next part's a blank, but the sheriff was called. That part's coming up. Don't jump ahead, Trooper. Anyhow, as I said, my memory's hazy, but somehow we ended up back in the barracks. Last thing I remember is being in his bed, and then nothing. I blacked out entirely. The rest was told to me secondhand. Apparently, we were having a good time. But at some point, Gurney wanted to give me a foot rub. Oh, sweet, right? A trooper's feet take so much abuse. But what Gurney didn't know was that I had just escaped from a brutal band of slavers. Slavers that had marked and prepared me as a pleasure thrall. That was their plan, until I ripped the dicks off my first two clients. That earned me a wicked beating. Of course, they didn't want to damage the merchandise, so they went to work on my feet. They told me a pleasure thrall doesn't have to walk. They only have to lie around and look good. They told me that as they were breaking my toes. Well, my career as a pleasure thrall was over. I guess they didn't want to risk a third dick. It would have been alright, except I had a bad reaction to the Geistsprit. I guess that and repressed torture trauma don't mix well. The Apparently, I heel-kicked him square in the mouth and blackened both eyes. Luckily, his troop managed to pull me off before I could choke him out. There was a lot of broken glass and furniture, but I'm told the biggest loss was a crystal chandelier gifted to House Atreides by the Archduke Ikaz. A story that stays between us. You're back. You're finally starting to look like a trooper. But don't let up. You need to constantly hone that edge. Use the local banditry for target practice. While you're out there counting outlaw scalps, swing by Dr. Kumari. Get me more of those good stims. You're back. You're finally starting to look like... While you're out there counting outlaw scalps, swing... The details are in the contract, Boot.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. The basin is a pretty big place. Zoe and I go back a long... Ever seen a thopter get...
weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching. Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
shields up!
We do not forget. No! For that is what Shai Hulud in direction Shai Hulud's unwavering.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want to? Well, the Harkonnens love. Oh, all right. Welcome, stranger. If you come seeking treatment, I have all manner of locally... Do not underestimate the potency of... Welcome, stranger. If you come seeking... And I need a pleasure thrall hung like a Tarnarian bullpig. We don't always get what we want. She's never even apologized. I don't know if I can. Did you actually hear her say that? Well, when I hear it from her, I will think about it. We did have a bloody good time together. But until then, no more free stims. 1,000 Solaris, or pound sand. You know, I warned Kara these won't work forever. She needs a permanent fix. Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want to go? Atreides and their war levies. Look, all right. Stop.
Tive uma lembrança agora que veio em minha mente.
Foi de novo?
Uma coisa que é tão boa de se lembrar.
Eu acho que eu sei.
I've been waiting for you, Trooper. The withdrawal is creeping back up. I need those stims. Have you been out in the Badlands honing your skills? Let's see. Oh, good work, Trooper. I knew I could count on you. Give them here. No. And she doesn't have to, because you're going to get me that master transmitter. I'm working an angle right now. It's too early to say anything. I don't want to jinx it. It just looks that way, Trooper. But the deck gets thinner every time. I need that transmitter soon, because the stims aren't going to work forever. You've been loyal, Trooper. You've executed every mission set before you, no matter how perilous. I guess I owe you the truth. My lord was sworn to Archduke Ikaz. Our house miner was granted the administration of a remote mining system on the edge of Ikaz space. We shared system defense with House Gauger, the house charged with the actual mineral extraction. When the feud between Ikaz and Mortani ignited to open war, House Gauger took the opportunity to move against us. They swore fealty to Baron Harkonnen, who was himself allied with House Mortani. The price of their betrayal was the head of my lord. For over 5 centuries, we fought and bled alongside House Gauger. In fact, they chose a banquet celebrating our long kinship to drug our food. We slept, oblivious as our lord and his family were slaughtered. Only the intervention of the House Gauger War Master saved us from the same fate. Instead, we were shackled, branded, and sold as Mala. Not necessarily a preferable outcome. That's a story for another day. I'm sick of reminiscing. You'll be sorry you said that, Trooper. It's time to step things up a notch. I have an advanced technique for you. You're back. There you are, Trooper. I've been waiting for you. I always wondered, if life is a rainbow, why doesn't it include black? Like the space between the stars. The stims aren't working anymore. Only Samuda helps. I need this damn implant out of my head. If Dr. Kumari is a real sook, she has the training to take it out. But it's dangerous. The implant contains an 8 microgram strontium charge. Enough to kill me and blow the good doctor's arms off. Yes, with the same master transmitter we've been after since the start. It just so happens my information broker made contact. Seems a known courier was tracked to a slaver base near the Hand of Kadir. If any slave crews are buying a master transmitter, there'll be a record of it there. I want you to find that base and kill them all. Consider it a training exercise. It'll be good target practice. See if you can find a shipping manifest and bring it back. The details are in the contract, Trooper. Good hunting.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want to go? The basin is a pretty big place. Could you narrow it down a little? Let's try to avoid any pot shots.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching. Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Target found. Shields up. Found you! Tossing grenade! See someone. Identify yourself. Who's that? Reveal yourself.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want to go? Atreides and their war levies. All right.
Report, trooper. Did you discover the manifest? Let's see. Good work. I knew you'd get the job done, trooper. Don't worry about the code. My good friend, Master Chim, will crack it. I've contacted Dr. Kumari and told her to prep for the procedure. No, and she doesn't have to, because you're going to get me that master transmitter. Right now, your mission is to secure my ride to Harko. An ex-Dune man, Campos Damari, runs an ornithopter charter service out of the Arakeen Suk. He mostly takes bored nobles out to see the big worms. But he also has a side gig running contraband between the villages. You're going to make contact with Damari and tell him you want to ship a live package to Harko, but you want to avoid docking fees. Come back to me when it's set. As always, Boot, the details are in the contract.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Well, the Harkonnens love their docking. Well, all right. I've been waiting for you. Kara's prepped and ready. Do you have the master transmitter? Very good. With this, I'll be able to sever the link, and the implant should not trouble her anymore. It is a complex procedure, but I'm good at what I do, and she's a tough bitch. She'll pull through. Oh, one last thing. She said she owed you a drink like proper soldiers, I believe she put it. You'll find her at the Salusan Bull when this is over. Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want to... Atreides in their war... All right. Thopter's on the roof.
Good to see you, Trooper. Your old sergeant cleans up pretty good, huh? I feel better, Trooper. And I'll feel even better after a spice beer. First round's on me. I want to thank you again, Trooper, for getting me back on my feet. Fixing things between me and the doc. Oh yeah, I did say I had one final technique to show you. But Trooper, your training is never really over. Be sure to check back from time to time. I may have something new for you. You're still alive, Trooper. I take that as a professional achievement. Good to see you. Ah, Trooper, I forgot how much of a horse's ass you are. I missed you too. I've been working out with Gurney Halleck again. He showed me some tactics and techniques they learned in the war. Find me later. Ah, much appreciated, Trooper. Happy to tip elbows with you. As it happens, yes, I am keeping busy, Trooper. I patched things up with Gurney and the Atreides. Of course, they asked me if I wanted to do a little local cadre training. I wasn't interested at first, but then they offered me unlimited drinks here, so I'm doing a little local cadre training. Trigger time keeps you sharp. You know that, Trooper. If you're killing, it means you're not dying. You need to keep that fear, Trooper. Nourish it like a dying flame. That fear is what keeps you on the right side of being a monster.
Who are you? But promise? Very promising. Your deduction that I can offer this training is accurate. I compute your mind is ready for the rigors of my craft. Hasty! Too hasty! You must analyze yourself. You must see yourself as you would any stream of data. Solve the computation that is you. Focus. A time comes when the proto-mentat must learn what is being done. It may no longer be done to them. That time is now. The mentat has to share in the choice of whether to continue or abandon the training. Only the potential mentat can know. Take a moment. I require assistance. I was cast out by those whom I served. I was cast out by everyone. No. The past is irrelevant. The present is the thing. Pathways to the future are the thing. I bide my time in these streets and back alleys. The criminal underworld is a series of equations, like anything else. Applying my superior mentat skills serves me well in this place. My syndicate grows, however. A rival, the Mobula gang, is causing problems. It's contaminating my equations. Find members of the Mobula gang. Extract useful data. Cause them calamity in the proper proportions. A mentat learns that every human is a series of relationships. Find out their connections. Remember, information is as important as injury. Once you know all the figures in someone's equation, you can solve them.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want to go? The basin is a pretty big place. Could you narrow it? I never miss the chance to... Let's move.
Don't know you from Adam. Slag off. What's it to you? Better yet, just keep walking. What? An Imperial agent? No, wait! I'm just a grunt. I don't know nothing. Starkey. You want Starkey? You'll find Starkey here.
Don't like your looks. Beat it. How the hell do you know that name? Only fellow Mobula call me that, and you ain't Mobula. I can't believe they gave me up. I've had it with this gang. Things turned sideways ever since we started associating with the slavers. Fine. I'm through with this street rat outfit. We made a deal at this slaver base. I'll give you the coordinates.
Shields on!
Identify yourself. There's someone here.
Interloper!
Need to reload.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want? Atreides and their war levies. Look, I can... Alright. Doctor's on...
I calculated you returning a half hour ago. You have returned. You have brought me useful data regarding the Mobile gang, yes? Give it to me. Oh, yes. This is quite excellent. I suspected a Harkonnen connection, but this confirms it. This fits into my plans. Yes, after one more task. Yes. I will then train you, if your mind is ready. I calculated you returning a half hour ago. Yes. I was lost within my head again. Forgive me. The curse of being a mentat is being unable to stop analyzing your data. Yes. The Mnemic film is a treasure trove. The Harkonnen covertly funding the Mobula gang is a detail the Atreides would find quite interesting. I would like you to present our findings to Thufir Hawat. You are more personable than me. I would like Hawat to be suitably impressed. Hawat would make for a commendable superior. I could learn much from him. I must belong again. I must ensure acceptance. I must insulate myself from all possibility of rejection. I will train you if you do this thing. Make sure he understands what an asset I would be to his operations.
I expected you. Sorry. Occupational hazard. Zane DeWitt, you say? Let me have a look. Thank you. While the Mobula's dealings with the Harkonnen are interesting, I was already aware of them. Moreover, this meddling complicates things. Having this information allowed us to manipulate the Harkonnen into thinking they had an advantage. The disruption Zane has caused ruins that. Tell him that this is not the way into my good graces. That is all. I have other matters to attend to.
I calculated you returning a half hour ago. You've returned. Did you speak to Thufir or what? Did you present the data? What did he say? Was he impressed? What? No. That can't be right. I must... I mustn't let emotion taint my judgment. This is merely an opportunity to improve my methodology. Yes, I see another path to Atreides' patronage. Very astute. I deemed you a pawn, but have since reevaluated my computations. You have more value as a collaborator. Let us begin your training. It is a difficult thing to learn to work one's own mind. We learn first that the mind must be allowed to work itself. This is exceedingly strange. You can work your own muscles, exercise them, strengthen them, but the mind acts of itself. Sometimes, when you have learned this about the mind, it shows you things you do not wish to see. Are you prepared to do this? Plunge your mentat sensorium into full awareness. Plunge your mind into the frozen trance where time does not exist. Only the computation exists. Give yourself to the computation. Peculiar. Very, very peculiar. You take to the training quickly. Suspiciously so. It is less like you are learning than you are awakening. I calculated you returning a half hour ago. I require blood. Apologies, I am in my head again. I require blood samples from Atreides' deserters who have fled to the Hagar Rift. To harvest the data I require to impress upon the Atreides what a useful asset I could be. You will do this thing. Good. Very good. I shall attach a device to your exsanguinator. It will record certain data markers to identify the deserters.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. The basin is a pretty big place. Let's try to avoid any. Interloper!
Engaging it!
Identify yourself.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Atreides and their war levies. All right. Doctor's on the...
I calculated you returning a half hour ago. Do you have the blood sample data from the Atreides deserters? Good. Very good. I will collate this soon. For now, you have earned more training. You will now learn the integrated communication methods. This Gestalt and function overlays data paths in your awareness. This will resolve complexities and masses of input from the Mentat Index catalog techniques, which you have already mastered. Excellent question. Our next lesson deals with this topic directly. Your initial problem will be breaking tensions arising from the diversion assembly of minutiae and data on specialized subjects. Be warned, without Mentat overlay integration, you can be immersed in the Babel problem. It is the label we give the omnipresent dangers of achieving wrong combinations from accurate information. Are you ready? Then let's begin. Impressive. I shouldn't think you will suffer the babble problem. I calculated you returning a half hour ago. Before we progress further, tell me, why do you wish to be a Mentat? Your reasoning is sound. Your ends are depressingly mundane. I have recorded the blood data from the Atreides deserters as well as my conclusions on this mimic film. See that Thufir Hawat receives this. He will see its value. He will see my value. He must.
I expected you. Sorry. Occupational hazard. I predicted this would happen, though I prayed I was wrong. Let's have it then. Well, bring me a mimic film, or do not. In fact, I would prefer the latter.
I calculated you returning up. Did you show my data to Thufir Hawat yet? That does not calculate. I did everything right. My data was impeccable, useful, vital. He's letting emotion taint his logic. Everyone lets emotion corrupt their logic. They do not understand their slavish surrender to the illogical. It defies all reason. Yes, of course. I am not pinioned by emotion. I must consider a more extreme stratagem. In the meantime, above all, the Mentat must be a generalist, not a specialist. Specialists are paralyzed by nitpicking and quibbles over commas. The Mentat generalist brings to decision-making a healthy common sense. They must embrace the broad sweep of what is happening in his universe. Say, there's no mystery about this at the moment. This is what we want now, but it may prove wrong later. But we'll correct that when we come to it. Then let us begin. You continue to be An anomaly of rapid learning. I calculated you returning a half hour ago. I know what we have to do now. I know what drastic measures will lead us to success. I have run the computations day and night. I have gone over and over the equation that is Thufir Hawat. I have a solution. There is a Harkonnen informant kept in an Atreides base. You will go. You will assassinate this informant. This is merely the first step in an elaborate plan with phases both myriad and multiform. I will explain the rest when you return. When the great work is complete, it will prove the flaws in their security. It will prove they require my help. I will be here, working out the rest of the many details.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. The basin is a pretty big place. Most folk, let's try to avoid me. Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you want to go? Atreides in their war. All right. Doctor's on the roof.
I calculated you returning a hut. Is it done? Have you put your assassination skills to proper use? Is the informant dead? You do not understand. This is merely the first step. We must enact the rest. Strike again and again until they see, until they all see. They will regret rejecting me. Through Firhawat, the Harkonnen, the Mentat College, father, mother, they will all regret. I was made for use. I was made to serve. Why will no one use me? I've done everything right. What? Yes, correct. I don't... They manipulated my abandonment issues, my attachment issues, to make me the tool they required. You are correct. I am compromised. I must run computations on this line of thought. Thank you. I still owe you more training. A mentat cannot function without realizing they work in infinite systems. Fixed knowledge cannot surround the infinite. Everywhere can be brought into finite perspective. Instead, the mentat must become the infinite, momentarily. Let us begin. You continue to impress, but take care when staring into the infinite. I calculated you returning a half hour ago. I have thought on what you said. I have run computation after computation. It all leads to one inescapable conclusion. I am compromised by my Bennett Schlelax twisting. I do not know if such processes can be undone or subverted. But I do know of a Schlelaxu trader. Perhaps he has some useful knowledge. Perhaps you could pay him a visit. I am not good at... That is, I... Thank you.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ears. Where do you... The basin is a pretty big place. Could you... Most folks try to... Let's try to avoid me.
Welcome to our humble mart, traveler. Let these few meters of Pinnacle Station demonstrate our home world's technological and biological largesse. We have but one simple request. Do not ask about the origins of our goods, and we, in turn, shall not burden your mind with such knowledge. That is forbidden knowledge. We warned you against inquiry into the provenance of our goods. Very well. We shall nudge you towards that which you seek, but only to prove a dictum from old Terra. Be careful what you wish for. Others before you have sought the same restricted knowledge, and they have all come to a ruinous end in one way or another. We cannot divulge our secrets, but you are welcome to theirs. If any survived the crash, that is. As we have said, no good will come of your investigation. Others have sought our secrets, and others have died. The shipwreck you seek is called the Delphis. We believe it came down in the blighted land known as the Sheol. I am afraid I shall not see you again in any event. Farewell.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music to my ear. Atreides in their war levy. All right. Thopters.
I calculated you returning a half hour ago. You're back. Have you discovered anything regarding the twisting techniques of the Bene Tleilax? That may be of use. There may be answers here, but what do I do with them? Where do I go from here? How do I proceed? I don't know about that. How so? And what, pray tell, do you suggest mag trait is? Nonsense. Who told you? I don't know. I can't. Yes. I owe you so much. I owe you one last bit of training. A mentat must cast off old agonies as a snake casts off its skin, only to grow a new set and accept all of their limitations. Let us begin. Who are you? No. Apologies. I was merely exclaiming shock at your miraculous manifestation of knowledge. I was not inviting personable conversation.